Hey everybody, it's tequila time. So we're gonna do something a little different. We did the barrel aging thing or the bottle aging thing, and then we've done hunts and we've done store visits, and it's getting that time of year and thinking about what to buy somebody maybe as a present um, for Christmas or a birthday or just for a party. And so I thought I would go through my collection of higher proof Blancos as an example. So we'll just go through them and then we'll do some tastings of some of them. Maybe all of them, maybe not all of them. There's a few. Didn't realize I had quite this many. If we start with the higher proof ones, that would probably Tequila Ocho. Why I can't turn this right way. The Puntas at 108 proof. Then we would have what would be next? The Lalo, I have a Lalo high proof, signed by Lalo himself, Mr. Gonzalez, at 100 proof. I have the El Tequilino at 100 proof. Then we kind of drop to down to the 46%. This is not technically a tequila, but to me it is. It's just the Caballito Cerrero Azul Blanco 46. This is it is and it isn't. Those that know. It is something special. They are not affiliated with CRT, and so they don't have a NOM number. They don't have some of the regulatory things that it's not even considered tequila. It's an agave spirit, but it is done from Blue Weber agave. Let's look at it again, and this is some really good stuff. So then I have the Cascaween 48. We have a Fortaleza Still Strength. And my newest acquisition, and it just barely puts it into this category, is a G4 Madeira. And this is the 2024 bottle version um, at 90 proof. So if we want to call them overproofs, then that's where we're at. But they are all individually different. They're all made from the same plant, but that plant has terroir issues. And issues is not the right word, but if it's a highlands, lowlands, how big it is, just differences in the soil, the differences in how much rain it gets, um, whether they're wild or grown from seed, or all those things are going to affect how the tequila tastes in the end. How long it's fermented, how long it just sits before it's fermented, after fermentation is done. Um, One of the ones I'd like to get somewhere along the line is the Murto from Sempre, where they actually allow the yeast to die completely and let it sit for, I think it's 30 days before they go into distillation. That's limited edition and probably not something I can swing right now, but swing a lot of things I shouldn't. But anyway, um, we'll start here, and I think I don't even know where to start. But they all have, to me, they all have things that make them very unique, and why I probably have so many of them, because they are all so different. Um, we'll start with we'll start with the lower proof ones, and so we'll do those first, because if we go to the higher proof ones, we won't have any palate left. So I'm going to set these higher proof ones off to the side. So we'll start with these. These are 46. Yeah. See that one's so 48, 45, 46, 46. And I guess we'll throw in this 48. So we have these four here. So we'll start with the Lalo high proof at 96% or 96 proof. Take a few little tasting notes off of it. Of course, I am going to have to acclimate my palate because I have not had any tequila yet today. And I'll just use a little bit of this. I'm going to get me a little stand here and prop up the one that I'm drinking. So it's up in the camera. Set these other ones up here behind it. So there's not a little more out of my way. And as you can tell, some of these bottles are almost empty. You know, I've had this one a while. It just gets touched on occasionally. This is probably my third or fourth bottle of this, but that's probably 3 to 4 months old. I like to sip in the evenings when I'm editing videos or doing something like that. But so we're starting out with the Yayo, 96 proof. Get my mouth acclimated. Yum yum. Let the tingling go. So, while my mouth is getting back to normal, there's even ones that are higher proof than this. I know the Cabalito. They have a one-off that's like 130 proof Blanco. Um, I have a hard time with anything over, you know, anything over 100. I mean, not. I mean, I'm drinking bourbon that's higher than that, um, but that's that's not the same. So it's just, it's maybe because I like drinking this so much. I like drinking it neat, that it allows me to experience the spirit better, um, without having any ice or anything added to it. Not telling. I don't. I like a margarita. I like to drink a ranch water a whole lot. I mean, ranch water for me, that's my mixed drink. Lots of lime, some carbonated water, tequila, a little salt maybe. Man, that's a great refreshing drink on a hot day. Um, but when I want to sit down and experience tequila, it's in a good glass. And again, thank you, Ocho, for getting some free glasses. Um, I like these glasses. They're a little taller than the other um, tequila drinking glasses that I have. I do have these tequila drinking glasses that I bought for tasting. I got them from Amazon. They weren't very expensive. You get 4 glasses. This was just a little bit shorter, which it's still perfect. But they're just a little shorter. And so if I was going to do, and have some friends over to do some tasting or whatever, I'd probably pull these out. If I had several friends over, especially if we're going to each use the same glass over and over again, I would probably get out the Glencairns as well because I have several of those. So put the lid back on straight, dude. But this is my preferred everyday glass. It sits here on the desk, so this is the one that gets the most use. Um, all right, so yayo. Lots of citrus right up front. There's a little bit of that proofiness coming through my nose, but it's not bad. Got the cooked agave. It's coming through just so nice and easy. Let's give her a taste. Mm. You get that sweet cooked agave right up front, a little citrus, and then you get a little pepper, a little anise there towards the back of the palate. Very, very tasty. Very tasty. Very tasty. If you've not tried the Yayo high proof, it's worth the money to get it. It really is. Especially if you like citrus forward. I mean, right up front, you're gonna get lime, maybe a little orange to it. That kind of a citrus note up front, but then you're going to get the sweetness from the cooked agave mixed in with that, and as it goes back towards the back of your mouth and down your as you swallow, you're going to get a little bit of heat, a little black pepper, and then the anise, the light little black licorice flavor, the way I would put it, is just right on the back end of it, and you include the proof to it. It makes your mouth nice and warm, but does it burn? No, not really. It doesn't. Um, it's very, very tasty, and it's just it's a great little sipper at that proof point. This is the thing we're talking about. You can start out with the regular blancos and work your way up into the higher proof stuff. There's lots and lots and lots of offerings, even going into aged expressions now. Lost Lore has a high proof repo. Um, let's see, I have a high proof tequila ocho and yeho. It's actually one proof point higher than the puntas. Um, there's lots of them out there that are getting higher and higher proof points. The thing about it is, it's not the Mexican nationals that want it that way. They like having it done at 38, 36%. You know, it's us. It's us gringos up here that like this higher proof stuff. And I like it, one, to sip on it to keep what the actual tequila tastes like. But if I do make a mixed drink, I want to use the higher proof stuff because it doesn't disappear with the lime juice and the agave sweeteners and everything you have to do to make a margarita and to make a paloma. It doesn't disappear completely into. I mean, yes, you add too much of this, you add too much of that, it's going to make it disappear. But if you make a good paloma, or if you make a good margarita, or if you make a good old, tequila old fashioned, you're going to want a higher proof so that it stands out in the drink. So, in that saying, Yayo, great higher proof tequila. Salute. Yeah, like that stuff. Yum, yum, yum. So, next up on the list, let's stay with tequila. We'll do this before we get to the end. Let's go ahead and do the one G4. This is my favorite G4, the Madeira Blanco. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the rest of the G4 line, but the differences that they do to this suits my palate better. It's more similar to some of the other things that are Tahona ground, and just for me, This is the flavor profile I like over the regular Blue Label. Um, and granted, this is a brand new bottle, so we're gonna let this air out a little bit. But put this baby front and center. I have some plans for this, other than just drinking it. Um, I'm thinking about putting my French oak stave down and let it sit for a while. Um, the one thing that's hard to find in the Kansas City area is not the G4 Blanco Madeira. It's finding any of the aged expressions. They're few and far between. I know they don't make a whole lot of them. I know they make a reposado. I know they make some extra añejos. They come out, you know, for the holidays, but they always come in limited. So I thought this is pretty regular. Why don't I do like the same thing that I did with my Fortaleza Blanco, make it into something I want? And um, I'm still thinking about that. And if I do it, you all are going to find out about it. So it's one of those things. Take a look at this. This is 90 proof instead of 96 proof. Crystal clear. Legs. Tears sticking to the glass. Give her a whiff. Yeah, see, this is the difference between the yayo and how it is done, how it is cooked, prepared, fermented. The differences in this is that they're using more wood. They're using fibers in this. They're using a tahona to ground it. They're using a roller mill to do this one. There's just, like I said, little different subtleties. Uh, be great to figure out which water he used for this one, since he has 3 water sources. Um, but as soon as you can tell by the smell between the two, just the smell, on the differences in how they prepped the agave. This is more agave forward period. I'm not getting some brininess to it, but I'm not getting any fruity notes to it like I got right off the nose on this one. I'm getting that cooked agave. Mm. Cooked agave on the tongue. Sweetness. Little baking spices, maybe. Definitely mineral. Maybe a little brine. Um, I'm not going to say olive brine, but it would be close to that. But you can tell just the differences. The viscosity is a little thinner. I know a couple of these are going to be a little thicker than this, but that comes differences in tequila, differences in prep. It does it does have a nice mouthfeel to it, but it dissipates quickly. Um, Again, I like this. Of the G4s, the Madeira is my favorite. Hmm. Yum yum. Again, so this is going to be up on the pricier end. Um, be around $80 a bottle. Um, so it's not going to be your everyday sipper. It's not. It's just not meant to be that. Um, I don't know that I have. Well, yeah, probably the cheapest one in this whole batch is going to be the Fortaleza, um, and it's still going to be around $80 to $90. Um, but some of these are going to be actually probably the cheapest one's going to be the Cascaween, and it's going to run about 75 to 80. Depending on where you're at, depends on how they bought it in volume, on what kind of price it's going to be. But out of all of those, that's probably going to be the most inexpensive. But it's not inexpensive, but it's just on the lower end of that price scale. Um, Almost all of these are going to run about $80 to $90, a little bit less, a little bit more. But you're also talking the higher proof stuff. You get down into the lower, the regular proof at 80 proof. Then you're looking at anywhere from $50 to $70 um, for the additive free. So that's the whole goal is you want to find finding your niche in the profile, in a flavor profile. That's why I get this many tequilas. I want to find the ones that I like the best. I probably bought the whole as much as I can of the G4 lineup, knowing it's a good quality tequila. But the I've not bought the high proof, the silver label. Um, just not interested in me probably because of the blue label. Um, it's just there's something that does not fit well with my palate. It's a good tequila. Do not get me wrong. A lot of people like it. It's good. It's just not one of my favorites. I like this one, the Madeira, over it any day of the week. So again, salute. Mm, man, no burn. Of course, it's only 90 proof, but most of these aren't far from that. Okay. Well, I guess if we're gonna go and let's we're gonna do this one. Let's go ahead and do this one and get it out of the way. So, like I said, this is not technically a tequila, though it's made with blue river agave, um, cooked in a brick steam oven, double pass mill, open stainless steel, wild and proprietary yeast, natural spring water, stainless steel and copper. It's rested for 45 days before it's bottled. And it's all made out of blue river agave. Let's give this puppy a try. I gotta quit leaning on the desk. It's a wobble. So we'll put this puppy up here so everybody can see it. I bought this after seeing several different reviews. Um, Long Island Lou, a couple of the other ones that have done reviews of it. I was like, I've got to try this. This is something I like the idea of them just kind of flipping the nose off to the CRT and the history behind the brand. They were part of the Herradura family and they didn't get along on something. And so Herradura went their way and Caballito Cerrero went another way. And this is the horse that needs no shoes. And Herradura is the horseshoe. So guess what? I know that Herradura back in the day, which is long before me, was a very, very good tequila. But like a lot of the other ones that sold out, that quality went away. They're trying to come back, from my understanding, but I think they've got a long ways to go to get anywhere close to that. So let's give this puppy a swirl. Roll around here in the glass. Let it all stick. And so we have nice legs, tears. Can't get the legs in the. It's just sticking in the glass all over the place. We got the tears up at the top and still got legs running down the sides of the glass. Let's give her a smell. Let's see here. I mean, it's agave right off the bat, cooked agave. Let's give her a quick little taste. Man, the cooked agave, the minerality, coats the mouth really well, real quickly. I have no burn to this. I have a little heat on the back, but just a little pepper. But overall, this is delicious. So it shows you that doing things a very traditional way, no matter what the consequences, if you can make a quality product, you can sell it as an agave spirit, not necessarily as tequila, and it still can compete against tequila and sometimes outshine it um, in certain categories. This is a well-made artisanal style tequila. It has great flavors, great aromas to it. Oh, it's just so good. Again, a little bit higher on the price end. I don't remember what I paid for it. I really don't. I'm gonna bet it was probably closer to $100. This is one of the reasons why it's the only bottle I bought and why I still have about that much left. It's just one of those ones where I'm not gonna say it takes an acquired taste to enjoy it, but I think if you're into blancos and you're into higher proof blancos, this is an automatic. This is automatic buy. If you can find it, you can get it, do it. You won't regret it. Um, the only regret I ever bought, and I'm going to go off the subject a little bit, it ended up being a mezcal that I bought that's made out of blue Weber agave. It's a little smoky, it's a little hotter, it's got a little more bite to it. I was not expecting it to be that way. I'm not saying that I hate it. It's just something that after drinking all of this and you want to get to something different, that's our go-to. Uh, you know, you've been drinking other tequilas all night long. You want to kick your taste buds in the pants. That La Luna that's made with blue Weber agave is something else, and it changes your direction on the flavor profile scale off the chart because it's just different. It's just different, and it's made like the old fashioned way of making the mezcal, um, and just using the same blue Weber agave that we do for tequila. So let's give this puppy another taste. Mm-mm-mm. I get that vegetal note right on the back end. Hemp. Place it. Sinuses are open, but they ain't working real good today. I get little hints of this and little hints of that. I don't get the big till I get it on my tongue. And then he goes, okay, that's what that was. So, Cabalito, Torero, salute. Good stuff. Good stuff. You can find it. Now, they also make, there's another Blanco they make that's not a Highland. And the name of that just went out my brain. There's another Blanco. It's about the same proof. It's made similar way, but it's a different estate of agave, different from a different location. Can't think of it right now. That's okay. We'll move on. Those of you that know and you want to put it in the comments, please do. For those that don't, um, yeah, not getting it. So, if we're going to stay within proofs, let's go to Fortaleza. Now, as some of you know, Fortaleza is what got me really back into drinking tequila um, and experimenting with other things, especially looking for other quality artisanal tequilas. Additive freeze, done the old fashioned way, done the right way. That's been my goal in my tequila drinking all along. Um, is to just find good tequilas, stick with them, and enjoy them. whether they're Blancos or any of the aged expressions. Um, I just, this really started it. I'm not going to say it's going to finish it because you never know. Something else may come along, tickle my fancy a little more. But right now, when I can find it, I'm going to get it. And it is just, yes, I know. I've watched all the blinds. I've watched everything when they do blind. Fortaleza does not do well in blinds because you're looking at so many different tequilas and you're looking for certain things, and it doesn't really do well in those. But its flavor profile over most of the rest of the other stuff is so unique. It's just it's made a different way. It's handled a different way. Um, it's Cenobio Salsa's tequila, but in the present day. And Guillermo, I'm sure, I mean, he'll tell you over and over again, you know, his favorite out of all, he loves all of his tequila, but his favorite is Añejo. But it all starts with this. None of it would be any good if it didn't taste this good at this proof point and have this good of a base profile flavor wise. So, to Guillermo. Oh, yeah. Cooked agave. There's a brininess there. Again, let's go to the tongue. This is the one. This is the tester for me. Just coats the mouth like butter. Wow. You know why this is my favorite? Just coats the mouth just nice and evenly. It's not overly proofy, even though it's at 92%, 92 proof, 46%. I'll get it straight eventually. But you get the sweet cooked agave up front. You get a little bit of the brine, and like an olive brine. It's just has a little bit of a vegetable brine to it. It's just so tasty, and no burn. I have this every little touch of heat on the back of the throat, and I'm talking a touch. Granted, we are 3 tequilas in. I shouldn't have any burn at this point, but it's just very flavorful in my mouth. It makes me want to drink more because it's just that addicting, for not a better word for it, at this point. So let's give her another taste. See if we get a little more notes out of it. Mm, a little anise on the back, a little bit of pepper. The second taste gets a little bit more. Um, Again, it's delicious. It's a very very good Blanco tequila. Um, I don't get into the hype about it. I just know what I like, and when I can afford it and I can find it, especially if I can find it more than I can if I can afford it. Um, you know, I'm not going to overpay. I'm not going to do double or triple. You know, secondary. I'm not going to do secondary market prices on tequila. I try to stay away from that completely as much as I can. I mean, there's going to be instances where that may be the only way you're going to ever be able to get a bottle that you want. Um, I think I only have really one bottle. I think that I paid secondary price for, And yeah, it was a Fortaleza, but it was a winter blend, and I probably paid about $100 more than I should have. But um, if I wanted it, that was the price for it. And the 2023 winter blend was one that I really wanted to taste. I heard, the aromas and the actual palate on it were just out of this world. And when I got to finally taste it, um, I agreed. Um, the the blend of the three barrels, which is what made me do on my in bottle aging, had me doing that as well. So um, it's otherwise, I probably have. I think I only have two bottles out of all of my collection that aren't unopened, that aren't backups to something else. I have a bottle of Fortaleza Añejo that I have not opened, and then I have a bottle of Tears of La Rona that I am saving back for a special occasion. I'm figuring out what that occasion is going to be yet, but when I open it, it might just go all at one time. But it was a good price buy. I could afford it at the time. I did it, and I probably have owned it 4 months, maybe 5 months now, and still haven't broken the seal on it. So um, somebody dies, somebody gets pregnant, somebody has a kid. I don't know. We'll figure that out when it happens, but that's when that bottle will get opened. And if somebody gets married, who knows? But they're going to do some really fast talking to get me to open that bottle. It's still not the most expensive bottle I bought. The winter blend has been probably the most expensive. Then the Tears, then a bottle of Cascaween that I have would probably bring up third place, and then the Altosoro Mundal collection that I have gone through two bottles of, that would probably bring up the next, and then there's ding 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 down the line. So some of the Cascaween bottles have been a little pricey. They not Cascaween, Cascanes. And we know, yeah, that was the one thing I bought a bottle of Reposado Cascanes right when they first came out, and it was good. Um, did I like it better than I like Fortaleza Repo? No, and the price did really the price of it turned me off. I didn't understand why was it so high. I know why now it is so high, and I do enjoy it, but I think the Rosa Blanco I like really well. Um, and the Añejo, especially the single barrel pick we did for the Galway Social Club, that one was really, really good. And it's at 100 proof, but it's an Añejo, so it's not in this group. But it is very, very tasty. And again, my palate has changed from when I first started out drinking tequila to where we're at now. I'm all over the spectrum. I go from Blanco to Añejo to a Reposado to a Rosa to whatever else. I'm all over the place. Nights that I'm wanting, I can't figure out what I want. I'll pour little glasses like this and sit there and go, well, that's pretty good, but I want something else. I want to add some other flavors to it. So I'll pull out an añejo or a blanco or something different. My last video, that when it was the Paladar, that thing is talk about different. There's lots of different notes in that. So, see, I don't discriminate, not at all. So, again, to Guillermo and Fortaleza, salute. Mm-mm-mm. Tasty stuff. You can find it, get it. If you like the Blanco, you'll like that better. The reason they made it, the reason they bottled it, bartenders wanted the higher proof for mixed drinks. And those of us that like higher proof Blancos liked it for the extra flavor that comes out of it because it's not watered down, and it's all there. It's all there. All those notes are there in the regular Blanco. These are just turned up to 13. So just adds that extra, which makes me like it even more. So last but not least of the overproofs will be the Cascade Plata 48. Um, again, one of my first higher proof tequilas that I really liked. Um, it kind of sold me on that. I really wanted to pursue Cascade even more so. And for the longest time, this and the Tohona Blanco were the only two Cascades you could find in the Kansas City area, period. Occasionally, someone might get a bottle of this or a bottle of that in Cascade, but it wasn't until recently that we were actually able to get the regular Blanco and Reposado in the square bottles at 80 proof, and I know the Blanco or the Reposado is a little higher than that, but you couldn't get anything else. You couldn't get any age expressions. I mean, I got the one bottle. Let me grab that real quick. So I was very fortunate to be able to get this. And Mike out at Bubbles caught me as I walked in the door. Says, "Dude, I got a bottle for you if you want it." Well, yeah, I wanted it, and at 90 proof, I love this bottle. If I could find 10 more of it, I would. I'd sell my son to buy some more. No, I wouldn't sell my son to buy some more. But I would. I'd like to I'd find me a couple more bottles of that and just put them away. That. So the story behind this one is they took Plata 48, the regular square bottle, the green Blanco at 80 proof, and the Tohona Blanco. They blended them and then aged them to a Reposado for the special edition bottle. And it's awesome. Again, those of you that know me, I am a Repo guy. This is where I started out, and I branched out from there. But um, man, that the blend of the three gives you that unique Blanco flavor, and then you rest it for that short time that they did it. Man, that stuff's good. Um, when we do a Reposado drink through, like we're doing now, I'll include that one. I'll also include the winter blend because it's a Reposado. As long as I have just a little bit left over. And I do have, though I don't have it in its original bottle, I do have some El Tequilino Reposado Rare. I have a little bit of that left. The cork broke on that bottle, and I ended up transferring it into a decanter bottle that I was given for Christmas. Because at that time I didn't have any other stoppers that would fit into that bottle. So I just moved it to a different bottle completely. That is, that again, it wasn't one of my most expensive ones, but it's right up there. So let's get to the tasting notes of the Plata 48. Oh yeah, agave right off the bat. Mm-hmm. Cooked agave. Baking spices that come from the sweetness of the agave. A little briny. Man, and that just melts in the back of my throat. Just going on down. Again, we're drinking too much tequila already, so there's not gonna be any burn. But this is very tasty stuff. Um, Does it take a while to acquire flavors for this, or a taste for this? No, I don't think so. I think you start like just doing what we're doing tonight. You know, some get some friends together. Each has a different bottle. Bring it in. Pour a little bit for everybody. Everybody gets to try each one, and just keep going around with it. And you're gonna start finding out like, oh, I see what's different between this one, and that one, and then this one, and then that one. And in doing so, it just expands what your favorite flavor profile is. So you can then pick and narrow down to certain ones. So then when you come up with different ones to try, like one of the ones I wish I had with this little drink through would be the high proof Lost Lore in a Blanco. It's a still strength. I don't have it. I've had opportunities to get it, but I've done other things with that money, like buying some Paladar or buying some more Madeira or buying something else. So, I'm, it looks to see that Lost Lore is still going to do something with a high proof in a Blanco and then possibly the Reposado for a while to come now. It may change a little bit, it may not. I know Arturo Lamas, he loves playing around with the barrels and playing around with the proofs a little bit. So he wants to, he wants to keep tequila exciting. That's part of what he what he wants to do. Whether he his resting series with the beer barrels. I've only had the one, the Imperial Vanilla Bean. That's that if you get a chance, I mean, it's not going to suit everybody, but if you are somewhat of a beer drinker or a craft beer drinker, um, a tequila that gives you some of that barrel aging notes from aging the beer in a wooden barrel. Oh my, I loved it. I mean, it's just again, I like things that are different. I think that's why that one and the Paladar and the El Tesoro Knob Creek, um, even the Volans single barrel, because it's not a blended of who knows what barrels. It's specifically a Heaven Hill bourbon barrel. I like that. That gives it off different notes. The Rosa Reposado from Cascanes, just different notes. That's just when you start getting outside of what you normally drink or what you like, and you try something different, and you go, why didn't I try this before? Um, yes, there's going to be things that are one-offs, you know, um, and that's like this. That's to be expected. I mean, it's one of the, it's going to happen, but and you may never get a chance to try it. I mean, it's kind of like the Mission 1530 program, the Añejo or Reposado that they did through Cascaween. Yeah, that's there's only 600 bottles or 650 bottles, and it's sold in 45 seconds. I mean, it's just like it's crazy. Um, one, and then the other Mission 1530 they did with Fortaleza. I mean, I was on the phone, had one in the basket, punching in my credit card number, and by the time I hit buy, it was out. It was sold out in 90 seconds. Gone, just gone. 750 bottles, I think is what it was. Never gonna get. I mean, I'm not gonna spend any more than what it originally sold for. Not gonna do it. I've seen bottles of it out there for sale. Sorry, I mean it's even like any of the single barrels from Fortaleza. I'd love to try one. I'd love to have one, but I'm not gonna pay four times what they were, what they originally sold for. It's not gonna happen. So let's get back on subject. Cascaween Plata 48. It's got nice viscosity to it. It actually has a nice buttery mouth feel. It's just a delicious Blanco tequila. Yeah. until you're getting into the higher proof. Because I'm getting more of that alcohol in the back of the throat. It's not off-putting. It's not burning. It's just I know it's there and I know how to deal with it. And take the breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and get that's the whole thing. If you're not used to drinking higher proof alcohols, use that method. Take your sip, swish it around, get your mouth numb. Just take a little sip, swallow, get your mouth acclimated. But breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth after you swallow. And then once more you drink of that, and whether you go up proof, down proof, you're prepared for that when you drink, and especially when you're just tasting, multiple things. We're not going to fill a whole glass full of this and drink one from every one of these bottles. I don't know that I would be sitting upright by the end of this video if I did that. So, and I am different than most people. I probably have probably several of these little sample things in an evening, whether I'm following along with somebody on a video doing a tasting, or whether I'm just checking, watching videos on YouTube or watching the news or watching a football game. I don't necessarily want one thing. I want to try several different things. And like I said, I'll be all over the spectrum from Blancos to Añejos to extra Añejos, all over the place. Trying a little bit of this, a little bit of that, having some water to go with it. It's just that's trying to perfect my palate as much as I can, and and try different things each night. And that's exciting to me. Getting through all those different profiles. So, Chava, good product, buddy. Salute. So now that gets us into the higher proof stuff. So anything that's over 100. And so we will move to those. And we'll start out with my good friend Lalo and my hopefully new friend Tony. And last but not least, Felipe. We're going to leave Felipe for the last for good reason. That's not Felipe. This is Felipe. See, I've already had too much to drink. I can't even keep brothers straight. Carlos. Leave Carlos for last. Probably should have a little water. Didn't plan that far ahead. So let's keep moving. So let's try some Lalo. I actually got to meet Lalo Gonzalez at a bottle signing here in Kansas City. Got to talk to him for quite a while. He is a Blanco drinker, and that's his. That's it. He does try other people's tequilas if he can't find his own. But one of the reasons they created this is the family recipe. He wanted to do what his grandfather did, and this is kind of his salute to his grandfather of doing nothing but Blanco. Now, this is the new high proof at 100 proof, 108 proof. Sorry, 108 proof. So I'm jumping the gun already into the high proof. Tequila burps. Great. I love it. But I'm going to give this a little spin in the glass so you can see lots and lots of legs coming down through the glass. The tears up around the edge. It is clinging to the glass very nicely. Lots of cooked agave right up front. So this is basically the regular, his regular 80 proof Blanco coming straight out still strength. I think they probably had a little higher coming out of the still. They did water this down to where they did a panel tasting to see which proof points they wanted to bottle for their high proof. And there was lots of people involved. Lalo was one of them. There was one of the gentlemen that was there when we had the bottle signing. He was on that panel, um, and Lalo missed it. He didn't get the one that they actually ended up picking because he's it's one of those things where um, he likes doing it by committee. He doesn't want to be biased in any way of that which product, which line, what proof, or he's happy to um, go with the flow. And the one thing though he has said is that I have no intention of doing an aged product. That was my father's thing. That's not mine. I like my tequila clear and unaged. Um, so hey, it's a great tequila to Lalo. Mm-mm-mm. It's all over the place. Cooked agave right up front. You get the baking spices. You get a little bit of a vegetal taste there mid palate. The heat from the proof. A little anise on the back end. But it's all so just, I don't want to say perfect, but it's just balanced. And it goes down easy. It makes you want to drink a little bit more. I enjoy it. And I think if you get if you can find a bottle, I know that it's a limited run. I happen to be very fortunate to be there when they brought it into Kansas City to my friend Ian's liquor store that at Uncorked Wine and Spirits there in Overland Park, and you know, it just I knew it was going to be he was going to knock it out of the park. It's just how far he knocked it out of the park, and this is really really good stuff. So if you get a chance to try some or get a bottle, do so. Lalo, salute, my friend. Mm, tasty, tasty, man. I told him going to Tequila in February. I said, we're flying into Guadalajara. I said, I may give you a call. He goes, if I'm home, go ahead. I don't have his phone number. He is my friend on Facebook. So if we have extra time, I may actually look him up. Go have a fun day with Lalo. Um, you never know when he's going to be home. So back home in Guadalajara. So next one I want to try, as soon as I finish this little bit left, I found out about El Tequilino kind of by happenstance, to be honest. Um, I was looking for something different, something a little off the beaten path, and El Tequilino was just making its way into the Kansas City market. Um, they had their Grand Reserva Reposado and Añejos were about the only thing that originally came out. I believe I bought both of those, and for something different, it was different. Um, just I think it's in the way they ferment, um, and then the way they age is different than anybody else, um, and how they do it. How they, especially in the aging category. And so Tony and his father, they've done some really really unique things. His father's last one of the projects was the Reposado Rare. After buying the Grand Reserva Repo and Añejo and enjoying those and enjoying the differences in the flavor profiles, um, I went ahead and bought the Reposado Rare. And then shortly after that, got the Sassenach Select of the double oaked. That was a very unusual um, Reposado that if you were I'm going to say Irish whiskey slash Scotch drinker, bourbon drinker, you enjoyed the heck out of that double oaked. Or I think they actually called it a double barrel. Enjoyable tequila. Just really lots of barrel notes with it. And that's what they were looking for. I mean, honestly, that's what they were looking for. So that was what kind of headed me down that beaten path. They've got a new one out that's a single barrel. It's not in the Kansas City area yet. I've seen it online. My problem with online buying, if I can't find it anywhere else and I really want it or I really need it, I'll pay the extra for the shipping. But sometimes on the more inexpensive bottles, the shipping costs almost as much as the bottle of tequila. And I can't justify sometimes that cost. If I can just wait, be a little more patient, it will make it. This high proof from El Tequila, I knew it was going to be a limited run. Um, I have not seen it in Kansas City yet, but I know there's a lot of people that have it here in the area. It's because they did the same thing that I did. They bought it out of California, had it shipped to the house, been able to enjoy it. El Tequilino is one of those hidden gems because their mixto tequila is actually considered to be additive free. It's 70%, not 50%, not 40%. It's 70% blue rubber agave and then only 30% added sugars. And they use Mexican brown sugar to do that with. So yes, it's an additive, but it's a natural additive. It's not an artificial sweetener. They use actual sugar. Um, and it is the number one seller for them in Mexico, is their mixto. Because, it's inexpensive and it's a good tasting tequila. I don't see a problem with it. So, drink what you enjoy, respect the glass, as my friend Agave Loving Lord likes to say, respect what's in your glass. I respect a lot of my glasses because there's a lot of stuff in it. But I enjoy tasting different things. Let's finish this one again to Lalo. So, in saying that, we're going to Mexico in February, and we're going to fly into Guadalajara. But our plan is to disembark the plane, catch a ride, and go straight to Tequila. And we're going to spend the next 2 days in Tequila, and we're going to stay at Casa Sales, right next door to El Tequilino. And did that for two reasons. Um, One, they have a really nice hotel. It has been suggested by more than one person to stay there. And two of the tours that I really want to do when I get there is El Tequilino and Fortaleza, because they're just down the street from each other. It's all walking distance. The next one, closest one to that, is Arete, so, or the Orandine distillery. So I mean, I got 3 distilleries within walking distance of the hotel, and then I could go do several different things along the way. I would love to be able to hit several distilleries the entire time that I'm down there, and it's just not going to be feasible. But Fortaleza is one. I want to go see my buddy. Well, he's not even my buddy yet, but I get to meet him. He will be. We're both Midwest boys. Guillermo was born in Illinois. I'm born in Indiana, and we have some mutual friends that I think he and I would get along. Um, I've got skills, man. I need a job in Mexico. You can pay me in tequila. Give me a place to sleep. Pay me in tequila. I'm good to go. I don't think my son will agree with that, but So, El Tequilino High Proof. Let's give her a smell. Yeah. Lots of citrus notes on this one. It's been a while since I had one of these. I had a drink of this. It's clinging to the glass nicely. So the viscosity is going to be nice. Nice legs, some tears. Wow. That's different. I knew it would be. Lots of citrus notes up front. The cooked agave's there. But you get like the limes and another fruit I can't put my finger on. But it's all right up there up front. And the buttery mouthfeel just clings to the inside of the mouth. Just easy to taste. Um, Lord, please, if you can find this, guys and gals, if you can find this and get to try it, and if you like it, I mean, you're going to like it. And then I suggest, as long as it's out there, buy a bottle. You may want to sit on it for a while, buy a bottle. This stuff is just, again, everything Tony does as far as a special project is just phenomenal. I have not been disappointed yet. Granted, it may be my palate, but I enjoy the stuff that comes out of his distillery, and yeah, that's just wow. I can't I can't say much more. It's taking words. You know, it's just you have to try it to believe it. I'll just leave it there. And those of you that know about it, just like me, wow, very impressed for being such a small distillery. I love the tequila burps. Taste them all over again. But this stuff is just, oh my. Tony, I hope I get to see you in February. We can sit down and drink a bunch of this stuff because this is awesome. Awesome sauce, man. Awesome stuff. Salute, Tony. Wow. I don't know if I have enough words to explain that. That's just really, really good Blanco tequila. And at 108 proof. I don't know that it drinks at 108 proof. Now, granted, we drank a few bottles. We've tasted a few bottles until this point. But I really expected the up into proof and then into this category was really going to throw us. And I said 108. This is only 100 proof. This was 108. So it's just, I've had this in a ranch water. Oh my. What lime flavoring that you get out of the tequila just gets amplified when you start adding more lime to it. I don't drink a small glass. I make me a big one, Mount like yay, and fill that cup full of ice. Squeeze a whole lime into it. Put about 3 ounces of tequila into it. Give me some Topo Chico sparkling water. Pour that into it. Sprinkle me a little, little salt on top. Just a hint, and just give it a good little swirl in the glass. Wow! You can bottle that up. I drink it every day. And I, to those that are going to say anything, no, I have not tried any of the ready to drinks, a Swarte, of any of that yet. One, the Swarte stuff, unless I buy it directly from them, is not available in the Kansas City area yet. And most of the ready to drink stuff that I've had, not overly impressed. Especially, I'm not going to be impressed unless you're a tequila manufacturer to begin with. So drinking some of these like cut water and things of that, they're okay. They're okay when you don't have the chance to mix something up or to make it yourself. I get that. Just having it. I mean, when we go to the lake and we're out on the water and it's hot and you want a beer, you're gonna drink a beer. And if you want a mixed drink, well, the ready to drinks are out there, but not overly impressed. And I'll wait till I get home. Make me a big glass, lots of ice, 3 ounces of tequila, whole line. Yeah, buddy. That's that's my evening. Sit back and relax time. So, to Tony Sales and Nate Colino, salute. Mm-mm-mm. Mango. I finally got it. Mango is that other flavor that pops through in this. Again, if you can find it, get it. It's well worth it. So, last but not least, I have the 2024 Ocho Puntas at 108 proof. This is my second bottle. Yeah, I liked it. It's my second bottle, and it's half gone. Yeah, I need to go find another one as a backup. That might be a little harder to do now, but I will be patient. 'Tis the season to be patient because here we are about a week away from, we're actually a week away from Thanksgiving as I'm filming this. Um, there's a certain bottle that's coming out that is going to take higher precedence to find than Puntas. And that bottle is going to be Fortaleza Winter Blend for 2024. This is about the time of year it shows up here, on basically all across the U.S. I've seen pictures of the bottle. Of course, they were purchased in Mexico and brought back across, but um, I'm looking forward to that bottle. And as much as I was looking forward to this one, um, this is way more affordable. But I am seriously in the market for a Fortaleza Winter Blend at MSRP, or as close as I can get it. Um, Tequila budget at this time of year is a little slim. We're in tax season, and it's end of the year. Christmas is coming. Fortunately, I have no grandchildren or small children. My son's 24, soon to be 25, and yeah. So I don't have any little kids, and he and I's idea of toys are usually tools. With the guitar business that we have, mostly him. I'm the chief financial officer of that as much as I can be. But um, we're hoping that when I retire, then we can expand that to actually building custom guitars. So if any of you are interested, you can check out his website and his YouTube page. It's Mills Guitars on YouTube. Right now, we do lots of repairs. He is building his own custom acoustic guitar. That will be the prototype for all guitars going down the line that we actually will put out for sale. Um, I'm hoping to do a few, probably about a dozen of custom guitars that won't be specifically for a customer. They'll be ones that we've made by hand, um, and put them up for sale when they're available. But we've got to get the big shop built, and it can't get to that point until we're there. Um, so, in saying that, go check out his website if you're into older guitars and into guitar repair. Um, Caleb has taken a big knack to that. He's probably the youngest luthier that I know that I've seen on YouTube or anywhere else. Um, he's just, it's a passion for him. He enjoys it. He likes working those intricate, trying to figure out what's wrong with it and then making it right. And he had a very good mentor in Jerry Rosa to learn this trade and to perfect his troubleshooting skills on Warren guitars. Um, he just got done doing, like I said in the last video, 50s Martin, uh, all mahogany, doing a neck reset. I mean, neck resets are very, very labor intensive. When they're loose, that makes it easier, but then trying to get it perfectly back in, getting the right angle, getting it to where it's glued back in and where it's going to stay. Um, those were things that he learned with Jerry while he did his internship. And that's just, great things going on there. So let's go visit Carlos Camarena and see one of his wonderful creations right here in the 2024 Puntas at 108 proof. Yes, 108 proof. I searched for the original bottle of this. I said, I'm only buying one. I'm only buying one. I got one. Drank it. And I happened to be in Macadoodles in Lee Summit. Well, I was filming when I was filming the liquor store. They had a bottle on the shelf, and I knew where I sat with the bottle that I had, my original bottle that I had. It was almost gone. I'm like, oh man, there's about 4 other things I wanted to buy, but I needed a backup, which is this one. Now I almost need a backup for that one. And so I got that. I think I got a bottle of Viva Mexico from Sergio Cruz and Sergio Vivanco, which I have already devoured and sent along its way to empty bottle heaven. And I will get more. I enjoyed that stuff. I think my substitute for that was the Lost Lore. Again, it's another Sergio Cruz product and Sergio Vivanco. That distillery puts out some just wonderful stuff, and to have that many brands go through those doors, and that comes out, and then you go over to the Camarena family, and you have Tapatio and El Tesoro and Tequila Ocho and G4, and all the brands that come out of El Pandillo and G4, Don Vicente, um, Terralta. Terralta, guys, if you are a beginning tequila drinker and you can find Terralta in any one of the expressions, it's going to be a little bit more, but go for it. Those are so great for a beginning tequila drinker. Um, they're easy to drink. They're very flavorful. There's no negatives to the Terralta. I don't have any bad aftertastes. I never got any unusual flavors that I was not expecting, um, and easy to drink. Just one of those really wonderful products. Tequila Ocho, it's been a long time favorite of mine. Um, I have 2 añejos. One's a high proof single barrel. One is just the regular añejo. The regular añejo I go through like milk. Um, Again, that's one of those ones that you want to impress somebody with an añejo that's not overly woody. Tequila Ocho Añejo. It has floral notes, it has fruit notes, it has cooked agave notes, and an easy to drink. Um, one of the most enjoyable añejo tequilas out there. Um, it's a great place to start. Um, Especially if you want anything a little bit on the sweeter side, and it's only sweeter because of the barrel. Um, So, getting back to this is 2024 version of the Plata Puntas. Man, Puntas 2024. It's just stuck to the. There's no tears. It's just stuck to the glass. It's just running down the side. There's no tears to it at all. It's that thick. Oh, the wonderful aromas coming off of this. Give her a taste. Man, that is cooked agave and baking spices. Almost smack you in the face. I mean, there's no denying these are this is part of the heads. Just exploding with flavor as soon as it hits your tongue. You wonder why this bottle is sought for? This is why. Um, Proof beside the point. The flavor profile up front is just awesome. The mouthfeel is awesome. Um, it just makes you go, I want to swallow this and do this all over again. The proof slows you down. You got to take your time. Don't rush. No reason to rush. But it is one of the most delicious high proofs that I have ever had. Um, I own a few, so I try a lot, and there's a reason why this is my second bottle, and I'm gonna have to go look for a third. Um, it's not an everyday drinker for me. The proof point proves that. Cost wise, you're looking at $80 to $90, which compared to some, that's not all that bad, especially at 108 proof. I have the Añejo up there, it's 109 proof, and it's something else all on its own. Aging it throws it into a different category, and then it comes up one proof point higher. Come on, man. It's just that kind of awesome stuff. But this, man, I always wonder why everybody goes, "Oh, you gotta get some puntas. You gotta get the puntas. You gotta try it. You gotta try it." And some people are like the 2023 a little better, or the 2022. But for my first bottle at 2024, um, and in the price point, you know, 2023 puntas in the old bottle, man, you can't find it for less than $200. If there's even bottles out, there's bottles that show up here and there. My first bottle of this was $77. Second bottle was 88. 88 is probably about the standard price of this regular retail. I don't have a problem spending that. Cascaween Tahona Blanco's $96 around here. That's regular retail. Yeah, if I could go to Mexico every day, that would be cheaper. But I can't. I don't live that close to Mexico. It takes a day and a half to get there. But you pick and choose those tequilas that you can afford, but try to find something that's within, if you're going to go for high proofs, be selective, buy one, try it, see if you like it. That's kind of the way I started out and found out that I liked a lot of them. Again, my first high proof was going to be Fortaleza Still Strength. I think my second one was the Cascaween Plata 48. Totally different tequila, even though it's not. Um, and just working my way around on the high proofs. One of the high proofs I don't have, but I have an empty bottle of, would be the Suerte high proof. I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed any of the others. from Forte. Not that they're bad; they are very good quality tequila for the price. Um, but the high proof for me, I think it was at 110 proof. Wow, it was awesome. Um, the other one would be uh, the Demo de Jaguar at 101 proof. That one, which I'm completely out of. I've owned that one as well. Um, Matter of fact, I think I've owned two of those, to be honest. Um, Very delicious, very in your face, flavor profile wise. That's the one thing about the higher proof stuff. It takes that flavor profile on on the mouth and just almost smacks you and says, "Hey, this is what I taste like when I'm this kind of proof." So I'm glad you enjoy me at the lower proof. But this is what I taste like it right off the still, and those are just amazing. Again, I wouldn't make them everyday drinkers, but for or everyday sipper. But they are just hello, I'm here, and it's one of those great things that you can do to enjoy, broaden your horizons with it with tequila. Um, so to Carlos Camarena and his family, salute. You know who you are. This stuff is great. I really appreciate you making it. We all do. Mm. Again, how do all these bottles, I'm going to bring them all back up. How do all these bottles that use the basic same plant, I'm going to show them and set them down. How do they all come up with different flavor profiles and stay within the category of being delicious in flavor? Whoop, there we go. And be something different each time around. I don't know. I mean, I do know. I understand the processes. That's part of the reason why I got into this is I wanted to know how do you make this taste different using the same plant, using the same stuff, using all it is water, agave, and yeast. That's all it is. But what yeast, what water, where the agave is grown, whether you're blending it or whether you're doing single barrel stuff with it, it's not a mystery, and in some cases with certain people, it's kind of a magic thing. I seriously believe Sergio Cruz needs a magic set because he's a magician. He's a grand wizard, and he's not the only one. Um, you know, Tony Salas does some really miracle stuff with his tequilas. I know, Carlos Camarena does some miracles. Felipe, Lord, please, very methodical in how they do things. Is how they come up with all these different flavor profiles, and he's willing to tell you, this is how I do it. This is what makes it different. And doing a little bit of this and doing a little bit of that. The three different waters with different pHs and different mineral content. They're going to change. He knows they're going to change the flavor profile, and then blend the water. Who ever thought about blending water? Felipe Camarena did. So Carlos, you know, he oversees all these different things of what he's doing, whether it's at Ocho or Tapatio or El Tesoro, and they're all different. They all use the same agave grown from the same fields, from the same general area, and they come out with three major different profiles. Come on, I get it in my brain, but still, my tongue keeps telling me, How do you do that shit? Well, that's why I'm going to Mexico. And those of you that it's within your means to go, plan it out, get it done. Um, you know, everybody's worried about going to Mexico. Not where I go. I've been to Cabo twice. Never had any issues ever in Cabo. Um, that just may be me, and I'm not a little guy, so not many people want to mess with somebody my size. I'm just a big dude. Uh, Maybe not in height, but there's advantages of being a former high school and college football player. I'm rather broad over certain areas, and I tend to throw an intimidating shadow, but I'm just a pussycat, especially when I'm drinking tequila. And I've had a good time when I've been in Mexico. I hope to have a really good time this spring in the winter when I go to Guadalajara and then to Tequila and any and all the places in between. Um, it's kind of a bucket list trip for me um, at this point, getting ready to retire. So I keep saying that. I don't know. I'm working on my retirement career, and it has something to do with this. Um, I've got a little something in the works for those of you that know me that are local. I'm going to try to work with Ian at Uncorked, and maybe we can do I don't know, some Friday night tastings of tequila at the liquor store, and or special events. And it's something he's interested in doing after the first of the year. It's something that I'm willing to help him with. He has to run a liquor store, he has to run a business, and then try to do this as well. And he and I's friendship have hopefully moved to the point where, hey, can you come help me with this? Can you come do this? And at this point, yeah, as long as it doesn't interfere with what pays the bills, I don't have a problem with it. Especially during the winter, I don't tend to take weekends off and go somewhere. Um, I live in Kansas City, Missouri. We're gonna have snow. We're gonna have cold weather. It's not. I still need to go to the lake to check on my parents, but and do things and check on my property there. But uh, it's it's something that I'm looking at doing, and so we'll go from there. So finish out the night again. The Carlos and the Camarena family. Salute. Delicious juice, my friend. Mm. Nope. I mean, they hit them all. So, like I always say, it's tequila time. So, I'll see you soon. Click the like button, click the subscribe button. Hey, we're growing bit by bit. The more we grow, the better off this channel is going to be. And I enjoy what I'm doing, having fun with it. We're not making any money. This is all on me. And, yes, it would be nice to be able to buy the tequila and do go on trips and things of that nature that I don't have to come out of pocket on. So we can provide more and more content. But hey, step by step, bit by bit, I enjoy what I do, and I want to share my enjoyment with you. So, salute to all you, and we'll see you next time here on It's Tequila Time. See you soon. Bye.